How's it going, folks? This is Wayne Hart back with another lesson and an amazing song as always. Today we're looking at U2 and In the Name of Love. Inspired by the footage of U2 live in Las Vegas in the Sphere. I don't know if anyone's seen that sort of footage, but it looks absolutely mind-blowing, and I think if you got the money to get a ticket for that or you're going, I think you're a very lucky person. That looks absolutely awesome. I haven't done a U2 lesson for a while. This is one that I haven't done, so this is sort of an easy capoed up way that you can play it. Accessible for a lot of beginners. You know, I like to put a lot of stuff out that, you know, most people can get down. So I'd say sort of an advanced beginner could play this version. It's a great song, great one to sing at gigs or in the house or at barbecues or anything like that. Always gets everybody singing, one of the classic U2 tracks. Now, if you do want the chords, lyrics and strumming pattern, as always, I'm going to post it up on my Patreon page. So there'll be a link to that in the comments. I'll also put a link in the description. And the way that works, you just click on the link, sign up for as little as a couple of quid a month or however much you guys can afford or want to pledge. It's all very much appreciated. Generally all goes back into the lessons. And it gives you guys access to not only this song, pretty much of, you know, everything I've done over the past just over 2 years now. So there's a lot of stuff up there, you know, to coincide with a lot of the lessons that I do. There's some technique stuff to coincide with the scales and the blues stuff that I've done. There's some exclusive videos that aren't on YouTube. I regularly post a lot of, you know, sort of YouTube videos from the archive as well, ones from years ago. So there's a lot of stuff up there. What are you waiting for? Go and sign up, Patreon. There's a link to that in the comments, also a link in the description. If you don't want to do that and you want to show some appreciation, I've got a new feature which is like a super thanks link that's just under the video there. You can click on that and make a small donation. Again, very much appreciated. Thanks everyone who's subscribed. Thanks for the continued support. Now, if you are subscribed and you haven't done already, a further way you could help me out is hitting that little notification bell that's down there so you can keep up to date with all the videos that are put out. And if you want to, please go over and give me a like on social media. So I'm Wayne Argison on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and now also TikTok, as you always say. I'm trying to get down with the kids. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so the song is in standard tuning, but for this version, as you can see, you're going to want the capo up on the 2nd fret, okay? And just while we're talking about capos, a quick plug for the G7th Capo company. This is a performance-free model. I don't know if you can see that. It's got my name sort of inscripted on the top, so it's a personalised one. Now, I've had this capo probably about 18 months, probably coming up to 2 years now. I've got the Performance 2 model in silver, which I've had for the best part of 15 years. So if you're on the market for a capo, these are great, light, you know, reliable, durable capos. Once they're on, they don't lose the grip, you know, they sort of grip onto the strings. So great capos. I can't, you know, recommend them highly enough. So I'm going to put a link to that in the description if you're on the market for a capo. Okay, so if you're after the proper version by the Edge, obviously with all the sort of, you know, the triad stuff and stuff like that, this isn't the version. This is just sort of an open chord strum along, nice easy version, as I said in the intro. And, you know, that's my channel, that's what I do. I'm a singer, you know, sort of strummer. So that's what most of my lessons are, so there we go. So as I said, this is, you know, by using a capo, this makes it a little bit easier. It's accessible to a lot of sort of advanced beginners. Now we've got this little sort of intro that goes around twice. That's going to be a D, a G, and then we go to a C. So you can do a regular C chord. Sometimes I add the G bass in to make it sound a little bit meatier, but I'm just going to play obviously the standard C. The G that I use, you can use any G that you want, but I personally use, you know, the 4-fingered G. So what we get is D, G, C. That goes around again. D, G, C. Okay, and then that takes us into the verse chords. The intro, which will go around a couple of times, and then you've got a verse, and this is pretty much the same, you know, throughout the song and all the verses. So the chords for that are going to be an A chord, then we're going to go to a D, we're going to do a G, and then we're going to go to an E minor. Now it's nice on the A occasionally, like nice little embellishment. I just take the 2nd finger off, turning it into an A sus2. The D, similar sort of thing. I'll do a D sus2, just taking the 2nd finger sort of on and off. Just adds a little bit more in there, I think. And the E minor, sometimes I'll take my, if you're doing it with fingers 1 and 2, I'll take my 2nd finger on and off. Just adding these like nice little embellishments in. So with it being basic open chords, I think it adds a little bit more to the song. So what we get is A, D, G, E minor, embellishments there. So with the words, one man come in the name of love, one man come and go, one man come here to justify, one man to overthrow. Okay, now that carries on exactly the same, same chords through the chorus. So that's the A, D, G and the E minor. So in the name of love, one more in the name of love, in the name of love, one more in the name of love. One man caught on a barbed wire fence, one man he resists, one man washed on an empty beach, one man betrayed with a kiss. In the name of love, one more in the name of love, in the name of love, one more in the name of love. Okay, so that's up to the second chorus. Then we got this little interlude part. So this chord sequence goes around twice. That's going to be an A, a C, and we do a D for 2 bars. So what we got is A, C, D. Nice to put a D sus4 in there. Back to the D. Okay, and then what happens then, we go back into the verse chords, which is the A, the D, the G and the E minor. Now to give it a little bit of dynamic, I tend to do this with palm muting, and I'll also play verse 3 with palm muting as well. So that's just the fleshy part of your palm there. You don't have to do this, I just think it adds a little bit more dynamic. So what we get is just downstrokes, and we get this. Verse 3. Early morning, April 4th, sharp rings out in the Memphis sky. Free at last, they took your life, they could not take your pride. In the name of love, one more in the name of love. Okay, and those chords would run to the end of the song, sort of home and drying out. So it's just the A, the D, the G, and the E minor. So there on the A chord. Okay, so that just leaves us with a strumming pattern. I mix it up a little bit as I go along, but on most of the chords we do a down, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's a down, down, up, down, up, down, up. So if you hear that around the chords, pretty much all you're going to need. Okay, so thanks very much for watching. Out, you all dug that. You can't beat a bit of classic U2. I've done a lot of the obvious ones as well, where the streets have no name. If you want to go and check that one out, One, which is a great U2 song. So I've done 1 or 2, but if you have got any requests for any other U2 songs that I haven't done before, or it doesn't have to be U2, it can be any from 50s to modern day within reason. It's going to work well on an acoustic or an electric guitar. I do occasionally do electric guitar lessons, so if you want to see any riffs or anything like that, or any songs played on electric, there's that as well. But any request, obviously the easiest way is to comment below the video in the comments there. Or you can, request a song through those social media platforms I suggested at the start of the video. You can send me a personal message. I always reply to messages. But I just always point out that I do get quite a lot of requests, and I do have to sort of hem-pit them a little bit. But don't let that put you off. please do keep your requests coming, because that's what keeps this channel going, and it's very much appreciated. Another thing that's very much appreciated, I'll quickly mention it again, if you are subscribed, further way you could help me out is hitting that little notification bell. There's the Patreon thing, so you want the chords, lyrics and strumming pattern to not only this song, pretty much everything I've done over the past 2 years, as well as exclusive content. So there's a link to that in the comments. I'll also put a link in the description. There's the little donation button, if you know, the super thanks link that's just under the video there, if you'd like to click on that and make a small donation. As I said at the start of the video, all the money that I make off these lessons generally goes back into the lessons. You know, it's very time consuming, this, so it's just basically to pay for my time and keep the lessons going, and as I said, it's very much appreciated. Another thing that's very much appreciated, I always say, word of mouth is a powerful thing. So if you dig what I do, please like and share my videos. Tell your friends, tell your work colleagues, anyone, you know, plays a guitar, please point them in my direction. I really appreciate that. So that just leaves me to say, whatever time of day it is you're watching, whether it be morning, day, night, thank you very much, and I'll catch you all for a lesson very soon. Take care.